In this video, we will see about candidate elimination algorithm. The candidate elimination algorithm is going to use a special technique for computing the version space, and it computes the version space which is containing all the hypotheses from H that are consistent with the given training examples, and it employs a much more compact representation of the version space. And this algorithm is going to consider both positive as well as negative example in finding the version space of the given training sequences. And it is going to represent the version space in terms of two things. One is called as most specific hypothesis and the other is most general members. And in this, we are going to define two boundaries. One is called as general boundary G and the other is known as specific boundary S. Now let us see what is the difference between these two boundaries. The general boundary G with respect to the hypothesis space H and the training data set D is defined as the set of maximally general members of H which are inconsistent with the given training sequence. And we will say that the specific boundary S with respect to the hypothesis space H and the training data set D is the set of minimally general, or otherwise we can say that maximally specific members of H which are inconsistent with the given data set D. So with respect to these two boundaries only, the algorithm is going to proceed. And in this algorithm, first we are going to begin by initializing the version space with a set of all hypotheses in H. And we will define two boundaries now. One is the general boundary G naught and the other is the specific boundary S naught. G naught is initialized with all question marks, and the number of question marks depends upon number of attributes in the given data set. And S naught is initialized with all null values, and the number of null values is again same as the number of attributes in the data set. And this is the initialization process. And as we see the training examples, the specific boundary and then general boundary are changed. Every time when we consider a new example, the specific boundary may be generalized and the general boundary G may be specialized. And this is done so as to eliminate from the version space any hypotheses that are found to be inconsistent with a new training example. And two things will happen in this. Whenever we consider any positive example, we are going to generalize the specific hypothesis. And as soon as we encounter the negative example, we will make general hypothesis more specific. So these two are very important points when related to candidate elimination algorithm. Now let us consider the algorithm. So in this algorithm, we are going to define now two boundaries G and S. G is the maximally general hypothesis in H and S is the maximally specific hypothesis in H. And for each training example given in the data set, we are going to repeat certain steps. So first we are going to check whether the given example is positive example or negative example. If the given example D is a positive example, then we are first going to work with the general boundary. So from the general boundary, we have to remove any hypothesis that is inconsistent with the given training example. So this is the only operation we will do with respect to the general boundary when the example is positive. We will check whether the particular hypothesis in the general boundary is consistent with the given training example. If so, we will retain it. If it is not consistent, we will remove that hypothesis from the general boundary G. And now we will see what is going to happen with respect to the specific boundary S. So for every hypothesis S in the specific boundary S, we will check first whether it is inconsistent with the given training example. If it is inconsistent, we are going to do the following steps. So first, we will remove the inconsistent hypothesis S from the set of hypotheses in the specific boundary. After that, we are going to add to S all the minimal generalizations hypothesis of S such that the following two conditions are satisfied. The first condition is this H, whatever we are going to add, that is the generalization, is consistent with the given training example D. And second point is some member of G, which is in the general boundary, is more general than the hypothesis H, because this H is now added in the specific boundary. Therefore, in the general boundary, some member of G must be more than general than this hypothesis H. After we do this, sometimes our number of examples in the training set will be very large. And in that case, sometimes two hypotheses in the specific boundary may be generalization of each other. So in that case, we have to remove from S every hypothesis that is more general than other hypotheses in S. So these steps will be executed as soon as we encountered a positive example. Now let's see what is going to happen when we encounter a negative training example. So if the given example D is a negative example, so first we have to proceed with the specific boundary. So from the specific boundary S, we are going to remove every hypothesis that is inconsistent with the given training example. And after that, for every hypothesis G in the general boundary, which is inconsistent with the given training example, we are going to do the following operations. So the first operation we are going to perform is we are going to remove the hypothesis which is inconsistent from the set G. After that, we are going to add to G all minimal specializations H of G. Here we are adding specializations which are minimal. That means if we have many question marks at a time, we are going to substitute one question mark with a specific value. So add to G all minimal specializations H of G such that the following two conditions are satisfied. The first condition is H is consistent with D, and the second condition is some member of S is more specific than H. Once we do that, we have to check G again, and from G, we have to remove every hypothesis that is general than another hypothesis in G. In case of S, we have removed every hypothesis that is more general than another hypothesis because it is a specific hypothesis boundary. Whereas in case of G, we have to remove every hypothesis that is less general than another hypothesis in G. So we have now two boundaries, specific boundary and then general boundary. And in the specific boundary, we have the most specific hypothesis. And in the general boundary, we have more general hypothesis at the beginning. When we have any positive instance, it is going to generalize the inconsistent hypothesis at the specific boundary. And when we have any negative instance, it is going to prove the inconsistent hypothesis at the specific boundary. And with respect to the general boundary, when we have any positive instance that is inconsistent with the hypothesis, we are going to prove that. And when we have any negative instance that is inconsistent with the hypothesis, then we are going to specialize the general descriptions. So these are all the operations we are going to do with respect to the specific and general boundary. So we will say that we will start with the specific boundary. Every time we are going to do generalization. And in case of general boundary, we are going to do specialization. And finally, the positive and negative samples make the specific and general boundary to converge at a single consistent hypothesis. In that case, we arrived at the final hypothesis. So we have to stop our algorithm.